You catch me by surprise. Welcome to Austin's beloved Perry logging in. A fire in the White House. Oh no! You catch me by surprise. Welcome to Austin's beloved Perry logging in. A fire in the White House. Oh no! It's December 20th, 2007. Thank you for watching. And this is really true. Recently there was a fire in the White House. What could it mean? There was recently a fire in the White House. What could it mean? This is true. There were recently some documents lost, some documents destroyed. Recently. Oh, those Republicans. Ooh, you gotta wonder, I mean, are they trying to look bad? Are they trying to look? Could they possibly be as incompetent as they seem? Excuse me, I don't like to get emotional. You know, I hate to get emotional. Bush's administration imploding at light speed. Oh, and there really was a fire in one of Cheney's offices. And it was, I swear to God, you could hear the whole world roll. Well, you could see. I would start over. I swear to God, you could see the whole world as one, rolling its eyes. What could it possibly mean? And if you've been paying any attention, you know another odd fact about what's been going on lately is that Karl Rove, remember Karl, the guy who engineered the destruction of the Republican Party? Thank you, Karl! Oh, Karl Rove, who is not gay as a French horn. It is not true that Karl Rove is gay as a French horn. Not true, it's just something people say, damn it.
It is not true that Karl Rove is gay as a French horn. That's just something people say, damn it.
All right, so laying to rest that rumor that just keeps coming back, that Karl is as gay as a French horn. Well, anyway, that's the least of his problems. Well, Karl had, I think it was 5 million emails, or 8 million emails. Professionally deleted. Oh, what could it mean? Hey, not just deleted, but professionally deleted. Oh, yeah, it's sad. I mean, it's frustrating and sad. It's funny and sad, okay? Well, anyway, there was a fire in the White House, and I'm pretty sure that by this time it's impossible. It's like not to be a conspiracy theorist, right? It's like, I'm sorry, but sanity dictates with an administration this duplicitous, may I say, with an administration so cosmically and endlessly duplicitous. Or you might have expected, you know, it's like everybody is by now saying, oh yeah, right. Even freepers are going, all right. Hi. There was a fire in the White House and some documents may have been destroyed. Okay, fire in the White House. You are watching Austin's beloved karaoke in Fire in the White House. This is the Buddha. This is the Buddha, my friends, with a warning to everyone. Watch not the American news. This is the Buddha. Watch not the American news. They will never tell you anything the Democrats have done. Now back to Kerry. Hey, welcome back. My thanks to the Buddha, making a pretty important point. Everybody knows the American news is spoiled rotten, spoiled poopy rotten, right? Everybody knows the American news is spoiled poopy rotten. But People don't seem to be following through on that. You really should, in my opinion, avoid the American version of the news as you would enemy propaganda. I practice what I preach. I try to find out what's going on through other sources. I recommend some of the trustworthy left-wing blogs. Good places to find out what's really going on for the most part, because the American news is naturally biased against the Democrats. It has what you might call a filter, a filter by which if the Democrats do anything good or laudable, well, what do you think happens? Yes, it's either not reported or negated in some way. And one of my little duties here is to counter this, you see, to counter the flow, whereby you do not hear anything good. And why would they do that? Well, they are just biased, okay? But think of it in terms of propaganda. If you can't make your own guys look good, now, yeah, we've reached a point where you would have to say the Republicans cannot be made to look good. The scandals are in the news. There's no doubt about it. You do find out about some of the scandals, but that doesn't change the fact that the news is rightwardly slanted and unfair, you see. Because the second thing they'll do, the first thing the American media will try to do is to make the right look good. Not possible, not even remotely feasible. So, sure enough, to retain even a modicum of credibility, they do have to report the scandals. Even Fox has to report the scandals, you see. Even Fox probably reports the fire in the White House. Around which this show is built. Around the fact that no matter what it really means, everyone in the world rolled their eyes and say, is it that bad? Is the Republican Revolution boiled down to these guys setting fire to the White House? Ooh, how heavy symbolism. But there's nothing that is going to make the media want to report anything the Democrats have done. It may not be very sexy, but it's what Democrats do. They do a lot of good things. And, well, this goes, I think, this is my theory, what's the easiest way to help your cause will make the Democrats look bad, of course. You try to spread the meme. Think about this. You try to spread the meme. I'll start over. Now, if you're the mainstream media, and what you really are, kind of, is a right-wing propaganda machine. Just look at the lead up to the war in Iraq, where everyone up to the New York Times was marching to the Republican tune, marching to the administration's tune. You heard hardly a word against the war, which a left-wing media, a liberal media, would certainly have been voicing a lot of opposition. Instead, you heard none. Oh, what does this mean? Right. Well, for some reason, right-wingers are going to say the media is liberal, because that's just what they do. They have things in their brains. I'm sure they're just like genetically implanted there. And if the facts don't fit, they will make up the facts. They will cook up the facts. By now, you can see it. They've got right-wing think tanks to write the science, to write right-wing versions of the science. In other words, to cook the stats. That's what a right-wing think tank is there for, to give the right, which is totally fraudulent, some apparent underpinnings, you see? That's all it is. That's what a right-wing think tank is. And none of them are as gay as French horns, either. No, the people at the Heritage Foundation are not gay as French horns, any more than gay as French horns, any more than Karl Rove is gay as a French horn. He's not gay as a French horn, I repeat. Karl Rove is not gay as a French horn. That's it. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to talk about this persistent one. Well, anyway, the right not only has to, they cook the science at the think tanks and write phony, so they can have guys who look like scientists and guys who look like doctors all over the news. Ooh, a little phony. It's like totally phony. And that's still not enough. They've got to have essentially a right-wing bias everywhere. The corporate right-wing bias, as I say, has gone all the way up to the New York Times. If the New York Times pimps for the Republicans' war, oh, well, then we have no press anymore. You see what? It's really true. We have no press. People kind of know all this, and yet they still watch it. You see, and I see every day, in my opinion, I see every day damage to people. People on the left, who are the people who matter, are being damaged by the media. This is a favorite theme of mine. You've got to try to just like avoid it. And one very simple thing they'll do, you see, is if they can't make the right look good anymore, they cannot make the Republicans look good anymore, they can at least try to make you feel like the Democrats are as bad. Now, you're going to hear that meme. You have heard that meme a million times. It's like you'd have to call it a fallback meme. It's the U.S. media's fallback meme. At this point, they've got to start reporting, this is the most scandalous administration ever, obviously the worst administration conceivable, worst president ever. They also had, by the way, the most corrupt Congress ever, Yeah, if the Republicans had retained control of Congress, our wounded vets would still be lying around in their own urine, and nobody would know. Mr. Logan is pointing out the grim fact that if Republicans were still in control of Congress, our wounded vets would still be lying around in their own urine and nobody would know. And if the Republicans were still in control of Congress, we would probably be kissing goodbye to the internet by now. You know what I mean? They were going to sell it to the corporation. They were going to cut it up, destroy what the internet really is. They were going to. I swear they would. They would if God is somehow stops being mad at the Republicans and puts them back in power. You can probably kiss goodbye to the internet. Hello, we are taking a walk through the garden. We are trying to put the fire in the White House behind us and take a walk through the Vedic garden whilst we meditate upon the scandals. Hi, man. Welcome to the Vedic garden. You look really stoned, man. You look really stoned. Hey, look at this. What is that fish saying, man? Look at that fish. What does he say? Oh, my friends, this is News of the Fish. News of the Fish. Starring me, the fish. Tonight we are trying to go over some of the countless Bush scandals. We're just going over the scandals. Please take notes. They lied us into Iraq. They almost lied us into Iran. They let Osama get away. They tried to fire a lot of U.S. attorneys for political reasons. They're torturing people in gulags all over the world. Oops, they destroyed the CIA torture tapes. Oh no, Karl Rove's emails were, as I say, as Perry just said, professionally wiped. Okay. Scooter Libby's sentence was commuted. There's Plaingate, which I, Mr. Fish, like to call Treasongate. Hi, kids, this is Mr. Fish. I like to call Plaingate Treasongate. Moving on, Walter Reed, neglect of Iraq vets. For those of you who don't know, the Republicans let our wounded vets lie around in their own urine. Oh no! Yeah, small wonder the White House is burning down. The White House is burning down. Afghanistan is once again in the control of the Taliban. Well done, Republicans. Republicans are turning up gay every goddamn day. Hi, this is Mr. Fish with a hot news item. Republicans are turning up gay every goddamn day. Republicans are turning up a gay every goddamn day. Now back to Mr. Fish. Thank you, Paul. Now back to the scandals. Walter Reed, neglect of Iraq vets. The Jack Abramoff scandals, kind of a galaxy of scandals in and of themselves. Then there's the Iraq Reconstruction looting. Google it. Would you Google it? It's the Iraq Reconstruction looting gate. It's undermining the 9/11 Commission gate, threatening phone companies gate, Katrina gate, post-Katrina gate, gutted FDA and tainted foods gate, stretching military reserve dangerously thin gate, global warning denial gate, air at ground zero gate, contempt of Congress gate, Cheney face shoot gate, paid off and fake news reporters gate, signing statements gate, adding critics to no-fly list gate, caging list gate, vote tampering gate, subprime mortgages gate, Cheney energy task force gate, phone jamming gate, Blackwater gate, many scandals in one, Blackwater gate, Lead Lace Toys Gate, Dubai Horsedale Gate, Terry Schiavo Gate, Hillbilly Armor Gate, look it up, Hillbilly Armor Gate, Medicaid Farmer Giveaway Gate, Medicaid Farmer Giveaway Gate, War Crimes Gate, Pat Tillman Gate, Debt for Generations Gate, and now, Fire in the White House Gate! Okay.
Have you heard? There was a fire in the White House. Do you know what this means?
Do you know what it means? It means the Republican Revolution has gone into the data destruction phase. Mr. Logan is making the piquant point that the Republican Revolution has gone into the data destruction phase. Well, isn't it obvious that the fire in the White House by now, no matter what it really means, I don't pretend to know what it really means, but you have to say that if you have any sensitivity at all, I'm sure the only people who didn't think, well, you see, it comes on, it just doesn't look good after Karl Rove had his files wiped. Karl Rove, who is not gay as a French horn, I deny that completely. And now, Austin's beloved Perry Logan sings, "You can hear the shredders destroy the last evidence of the Republican Revolution." You can hear the shredders destroy the last vestiges of the Republican Revolution, ending in a kind of a flurry of gates and a fire in the White House. And now Austin's beloved Perry Duggan sings Fire in the White House. But it's literally true. There was a fire in the White House, and I dare say the whole world, we had all become conspiracy people. And you just have to say, well, you know, we had some things to remind us. It reminded us of little things. Like Carl, not gay as a French horn, Rove, having 5 million files or whatever professionally wiped. That's the end of the Republican Revolution. It always ends with that dated destruction phase. And we're just so sad. One last request, Republicans, could you just stop wasting everybody's time by putting anyone up for president? In case you haven't noticed, Republicans don't even like their own candidates. The Republicans don't even like them. Guys, you committed treason, don't you remember? You stole 2 presidential elections. You see, now, just a quick reminder, my friends, stealing an election is not a political act. Now, is it? No, it's an act of war. That means the Republican Party has declared war on the 80%ers. No wonder there's a fire in the White House! Fire in the White House!